Hey everybody, welcome to the superhero scene. My name is Joe. Before we get into the video, I just want to say thank you to all my subscribers. If you want to join our superhero team, it's free. Click subscribe with the notification bell to all. Thank you all so much, and let's get started. This article from We Got This Covered came out a while ago. I wanted to do a video on it earlier, but now with the whole Haley Steinfeld being cast as Kate Bishop, I think we're going to start seeing more of these kids coming around as we're going to set up the Young Avengers. And going back to this, I've been wanting to do this video for a while about the mysterious kid that was in Endgame, and this is going to delve into that character and where this goes forward for the Iron Man character. Iron Man just in general. Robert Downey Jr. has come out on various platforms, Howard Stern, Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon, and he said time after time that he's done with the character, they sent him off the right way, and it would kind of demean the character to come back. So a lot of fans, a lot of people that were thinking of, conspiracy theories of how he could come back. I'll do a future video on that as well. But this video, I want to talk about Iron Lad, because he was one of those definitely things that could come up in the near future. So I'm going to read the article, and then we'll talk about it. So the article is called Harley Keener Will Reportedly Act as the MCU's New Iron Man. It says a lot of people that don't have knowledge of the Marvel Cinematic Universe's history were left wondering who that random dude was that showed up at Tony Stark's funeral in Avengers Endgame alongside the overwhelming majority of the franchise's most famous faces. I thought that as well. At the minute the camera panned, I'm like, who the hell is that kid? And I'm like, I remembered the kid, but I didn't think they were going to bring him back because it's been a while since we've seen or even heard of him. So it was interesting. Then as you kind of went back and saw, oh yeah, that was the kid. I know different age time, but he looked very similar face-wise. Then it says, however, for those in the know, the return of Ty Simpkins' Harley Keener was a fitting nod to how many lives Tony affected during his time as Iron Man. If Marvel Studios hadn't struck the Spider-Man deal with Sony, then there's every chance that Harley could have ended up becoming Tony's on-screen protege and may have even become Marvel's version of Iron Lad. After all, it seems strange for something as meticulously planned in advance as the MCU to give such a major supporting role to a character like Harley, with virtually all of his scenes happening alongside Robert Downey Jr., and then do nothing with him after Iron Man 3 concluded. However, we've now heard from our sources, the same ones that told us that She-Hulk and Miss Marvel were shows that are in the works, and Miss Marvel is another one that could be in the Young Avengers, and that Taskmaster would be the villain in the Black Widow, which I'm highly looking forward to seeing that movie. That Harley is being set up for a return to the MCU in the future, and it sounds like he's getting a pretty interesting story arc as well. From what we understand, Harley will use all of the technology gifted to him by Tony at the end of Iron Man 3 to build his homemade suit of armor in an effort to become a superhero, and will even start referring to himself as Iron Man, going around saving people where he can. Of course, we know that Tom Holland's Spider-Man will take Tony's position in that he will eventually become the biggest, most well-known hero in the world, and will continue to wear iron suits that come complete with his own personal AI. But Harley will act more as Iron Man, given that he will be donning a similar suit of armor and be using the same name. Simpkins has already admitted that he'd love to make a proper return to the fold. As they asked him, do you want to return? He said, I would love to return to that character. And the idea of seeing Harley spurred on by Tony's death to build a suit in his garage and take it upon himself to try and inherit the mantle of Iron Man would definitely make for a great story for one of the MCU's lesser-known names. When exactly this will happen, we can't yet say, but we are told that the plan right now is for him to return at some point in Phase 5. So we may see him soon, we may not. So it may take a while, with the whole events of Spider-Man 3, if that's going to somehow mesh into this, which I'm sure it will. I'm sure if he's taking on the name of Iron Man, someone's going to have to sit him down and be like, you got to establish your own going forward as a superhero. You can't be referred to as Iron Man. Be referred to as whatever. It's got to be where he learns that he can be his own person instead of living on whatever Tony Stark and Iron Man did. So it's got to be something like that. Someone's got to come in and kind of set him straight and kind of go his own path. So he's going to have some sort of mentor. I'm sure maybe Tom Holland is included in this sort of thing where they can kind of have that similar bond of them being proteges of Tony Stark and Iron Man. So it's going to be an interesting dynamic. I could really see them going the Iron Lad route. Um, it was definitely one of those things that were teased after the events of Endgame, which still open to debate if they should have went that way. They could have let Tony live, which could have been fine either way. But I understand him not wanting to come back and reprise the role because it would have tarnished that character, and it kind of would have, you know, it would have demeaned him in a way where it would have made him coming back more, you know, I don't know, whatever. But he said that he doesn't want to come back for that reason, but comics are meant to bring people back in glorious ways, so I can see something happening in the future. I will do a future video on that because I found ways of how it happened in the comics prior. So, yeah, I thought this was very interesting. I wanted to do this, especially with the news of them casting Haley Steinfeld as Kate Bishop. You're starting to see the mold of the Young Avengers, so curious to see where they go with this. I really think this Iron Lad thing can come to fruition sometime in the near future. So definitely keep your eye out. If anything happens or anything's rumored, I will do a video on it. Thank you all for watching. I really appreciate it. Smash that like button. Comment below what you think about this. Do you want to see Tony Stark back, which I know every single comic book fan would love to see Iron Man back in some way, but you know, what do you think about them going this route of Iron Lad? And you know, comment below, let me know. And as always, thank you all for watching. Smash that like button. If you haven't done so, subscribe to the superhero scene. Join our superhero team. Thank you all so much. Have a great day. Have a great night, and take it easy.